Hello students, in the previous class we have discussed the stem. Okay, what is the function of stem? The stem carries water and minerals from soil to different part of the plant through a special tubes called xylem. Okay, and stem also carries food prepared in leaves to different parts through the special tubes called phloem. Okay, and look at here. Here, water and minerals which are absorbed by the roots and which will be carried through the stem through different parts of the tree. Okay, look at here. Inside the stem you can see xylem. Okay, the xylem will helps to conduct the water and minerals through different parts of the plant. So inside the stem you can see here it is a you can see here this is the xylem tube. Okay, inside the stem which helps to transport water and minerals from soil. Okay, and now you can see one more tubes are there inside the stem. The food is prepared in the leaves by the process of photosynthesis, that we know. Okay, and here you can see phloem helps to the transportation of the food which is prepared by the leaves. Okay, and phloem always helps to transport the food like the food which is prepared by the plant. Okay, look at here xylem and phloem. Here you can see phloem. Phloem helps for the transportation of food from leaves to other part of plant. Here I will show you a small experiment which is there in the textbook. Okay, to show stem conducts water. For that what you have to do is take the same thing what you have to take here. Okay, take a glass and fill it 1/3 with water and add a few drops of ink to the water. So look at here. Yes, you can see red color ink. Cut the base of the stem of the herb and put it in the glass. Observe the next day. That you can observe color of the flower will change, including the flower. Okay, what happens? The stem will conduct. Okay, conduct the ink and the color of the leaves also turns. Okay, the flower also turns. Look at here. A white rose stem has taken and they have dipped in a blue ink. So you can see what happens. The color of the flower turns to blue. The stem absorbs the ink. Okay, stem will absorb the ink water from the beaker. The color also turns to blue. Okay, the next part of the plant which is the leaves. Okay, what is the function of leaf? Before that you have to know the different parts of leaves. Okay, this is the broad green part of the leaf called lamina. This portion is called lamina. Okay, the part of the leaf by which it is attached to the stem is called petiole. Look at here. Look at here. This is the part which is attached to the stem. This is the petiole. This is the petiole which is attached to the stem. Okay, and the small lines present on the leaf are called its vein. Okay, like our body, leaves also have the veins. These are called veins. A thick vein in the middle of the leaf is called midrib. Look at here, this is the midrib, the central portion. The central vein is called midrib. Okay, from the midrib you can see different veins. Again I will tell you the different portion of leaf, petiole which is attached to the stem, and these are the vein, and this is the midrib, and the green portion is called lamina. Okay, I hope you understood the different parts. Look at here, petiole. Okay, now you have to learn the leaf venation. The pattern of veins on the leaf is called venation. Mainly leaf venations are two types: reticulate venation and parallel venation. Okay, reticulate venation and parallel venation. Okay, let's understand what is leaf venation. It is a design. Is a net like on both sides of midrib. The venation is reticulate. Look at here. Look at here. This is the reticulate, this type of venation. Okay, this type of venation is called this type of venation. You can see here. Okay, if the veins are like this, you can see it is a reticulate venation. Examples: rose, peepal, mango tree, etc. All they have that reticulate venation. So what is parallel venation? The design made by veins is parallel to one another. Look at here. The veins are parallel. If the veins are parallel like this, that venation is called parallel venation. Examples like grass, wheat, maize, banana, etc. These are all parallel venation. Look at here. The first you can see reticulate venation. Okay, reticulate venation. Different. You can look at here. Look at here. You can see the veins are opposite. Look at here the parallel venation. Yes, these are horizontally parallel. Vertically parallel. Right? Yes, these are vertically parallel in nature, the first leaves. And the second, these are horizontally parallel to each other. Okay, these two are parallel venation itself. In the case of first one, it is vertical, and second, it is horizontal. Now the functions of leaves, the two functions, one is photosynthesis and the one is transpiration. Today we will study about photosynthesis. The green leaves make plants food by the process of photosynthesis using carbon dioxide and water in the presence of sunlight. Okay, and the second process, transpiration. From the leaves, the water molecules are escaped in the form of vapor. It is called transpiration. Okay, first let us study photosynthesis. So children, what is photosynthesis? Okay, photosynthesis is the process of preparing food. Right? Yes. What happens? Yes, the plants preparing food by using carbon dioxide, water and sunlight, and in the presence of chlorophyll pigment. Okay, it will produce food in the form of carbohydrate and release oxygen. Okay, and this is the simple equation of photosynthesis. Look at here. The leaves will prepare food. So in the leaves you can see small pores, which is called stomata. So what is the role of stomata? Stomata is the lungs of a plant. Stomata will absorb carbon dioxide and release oxygen. Okay, through small pores, stomata. Okay, I am going to show you that how leaves are preparing food. Okay, for that, here you can see the same activity which is there in your textbook. Okay, the leaf is always green in color. We have to confirm that leaves helps to prepare food by using photosynthesis. Right? Yes, leaves are preparing food. That you have to confirm it by using starch test. Which test you have to supposed to do here? Yes, you have already learned test for iodine. Okay, so first look at here the green color leaf. That you have to first changes into colorless. For that, put a leaf in a test tube and pour some spirit to completely cover the leaf. After that, heat the beaker. All the green color from the leaves comes into the spirit in the test tube. Okay, take the leaf and put it in a spirit and make them to colorless. So after that, take out the leaf carefully and wash it in water. So after that, you have to do the iodine solution. You have to pour the iodine solution, and that time you can see that the color turns to blue color, which confirms that it contains starch. The leaf contains starch. That this test can be performed in order to prove the presence of starch in the leaves. Okay, so leaf is preparing food. Okay, this activity will tell you that the leaf contains starch. The leaf is the kitchen of the plant. So leaf is the kitchen of the plant. The leaf will prepare starch. Okay, now you can see you can confirm that by performing the another activity. Look at here. Take the plant and kept it in a dark room for 1 or 2 days, that all the starch present it gets consumed. So after that, cover a part of leaf with black paper and keep the plant in sunlight. What you can observe? Yes. So after that, you just pour iodine solution over here. So except the covered portion, rest every portions were turns to blue. Why it happens? Look at here. The portion which will be covered, the sunlight is not reaches properly. So without the presence of sunlight, it is not possible to synthesize food. And you have to understand one more thing. Only leaves can have a capacity to synthesize food. No other part will synthesize food. Only leaf will prepare food. That also in the presence of sunlight. Look at here. Rest all of the portion which is covered by. Look at here. Yes, only in the presence of sunlight the photosynthesis will taking place. Only leaf can have a capacity to prepare food. Okay, so this activity will easily tell you that without sunlight and without sunlight and leaf, I mean chlorophyll, we cannot synthesize food. Okay.